Well, good morning. It's Ian R. Crane, and I'm about 80 odd miles south of Kirby Misson this morning at the gates of the iGas well site at Misson Springs. So the village of Misson is about 2.5 miles to the south here, and site takes its name from Springs Road. So this is iGas, my old adversary from Barton Moss. Of course, we met in court when we fought their attempt to evict us from Barton Moss back in 2014. There was no result there. Well, there was a result for us because they failed to evict us, but ultimately it never went to the appeal because the activity on Barton Moss was over before the date of the appeal hearing. So this is iGas back on the scene, and of course this is not their only attempt to now establish some activity. They're also looking the other side of the country at Ellesmere Port. But this is a very interesting site. The actual name of the gate here is Rocket Site, because this was once upon a time the site of, I believe, an anti-missile, anti-aircraft battery protecting what is now Robin Hood Airport, when it was a military airport, apparently. But it's also got a bit of history because the area was, I believe, also used for bombing runs, test bombing runs. And there's another area not too far away from here that was used for the same purpose back in the early part of the 20th century, and that was cleared. And when it was cleared, there was something like 4,500 items of unexploded ordnance uncovered. Well, apparently they haven't done that here. They haven't actually cleared the site. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, who knows? But this is going to be an absolute repeat of obviously what's going on right now at Kirby Misson. They have permission to drill, I believe it's 2 wells here at 3,500 meters. So that's in excess of 10,000 feet. So no dispute here. They are going right through the shale down to the bedrock. But once again, of course, iGas have 2 bites at the cherry because there's also the coal measures. And so they have the potential to extract coal seam gas, or coal bed methane as we call it here in the UK, from the coal measures, and then going a bit deeper. Oh, it looks like I've got security. So they'll have to wait here then, won't they, while I'm filming. Doesn't look like they're going very far for the moment. There's no police here, so you know, we'll carry on doing what we're doing.
Won't you room for you to get through?
Oh, he's got a truck behind him as well. So apparently the truck's not coming in either for a while. Anyway, as I was saying, so 3,500 meters, so it's clearly unconventional gas exploitation. So there's a few people here already. And some of them, of course, are known to me. Dennis May is here. He's a bit camera shy. And but Dennis was absolutely instrumental, in my opinion, in Gary Hayward actually being retired early from INEOS, because he debated Gary Hayward in Nottingham early last year and absolutely spanked him. Well, you know, last night I actually took the opportunity to go along to Eckington, and I went to the Eckington against fracking meeting. This was their 11th public meeting, and it was absolutely impressive. There was some 80 odd people there, and I have to say the level of knowledge, the level of awareness, the level of enthusiasm, and the level of creativity was absolutely remarkable. And INEOS obviously have absolutely no idea what they are up against. And of course there are similar groups in the other areas that INEOS are targeting in North Derbyshire and South Yorkshire. So there was a very, very comprehensive newsletter circulated at the meeting. Fortunately I have a copy. I hope it's going to be online. I'll check that out a little later. But they are absolutely on the case, and although INEOS have attempted to short circuit the process by appealing directly to central government to hear their application for bypassing the county council, it's actually worked in the favour of the anti-fracking community, because they actually get an opportunity to participate fully in that appeal process. So, well, we've got a truck blocked here. There's zero police. We've got, of course, the ubiquitous iGas security here observing from the right place, which is behind the fence. Of course, I'm in the bell mouth here, so I'm not on the public highway. Well, not on the main road anyway. And we'll see what happens. But I don't think that truck's going to be going anywhere until there's a police presence here. But you know, this is what it's going to take. And you know, there was an amazing result in Wrestle yesterday. In fact, I got back from the Eckington meeting to where I was staying, and you know, was absolutely pumped when I read the drill or drop report that the planning inspector had denied Egdon Resources' appeal against the North Lincolnshire County Council decision preventing them from returning to their well site at Wrestle. And so now I'm sure that Egdon will be looking to pursue appeals at central government level. But what came out of that appeal process was that the Environment Agency had effectively simply rolled over. And the planning inspector, you know, actually made it very clear, if you look at his report, that he was somewhat bemused that the Environment Agency did not seem to be fulfilling its role and responsibilities, and it seemed to simply, you know, short-circuit the process and just gift Egdon their sanction. Unfortunately, the planning inspector was absolutely on the case, and so you know, for the moment at least, North Lincolnshire is going to remain frack and unconventional gas exploitation free. But of course, this area here, right across you know, North Nottinghamshire, North Derbyshire, and South Yorkshire, is absolutely under attack. And you know, the people actually from Eckington are coming up to Kirkby Misperton next week to show their solidarity, and also take the opportunity to try to educate people who haven't yet seen what abomination this industry creates, and get people to, you know, get a flavour for what it is that they are resisting. So, and of course, we would encourage as many people as possible to come up to Kirkby Misperton. Of course, that is still waiting on somebody's signature. Of course, Greg Clark is desperate to get out of the job. Never has a man been so excited about being fired than Greg Clark. And you know, we wait to see who is put in his place, if anybody. Of course, it will really you know, shaft him, won't it, if he's actually left in position and he has to do whatever or get off the pot. So it's going to be a very, very interesting few weeks. But I am really excited after the Eckington meeting. I had no idea what to expect. And you know, this is absolutely how this industry will be defeated. Every community operating with absolute autonomy, with absolute independence, and bringing whatever community creativity they have. You don't have to walk away, you can stand behind me. You're doing a good job with the truck, by the way. We'll see how long that's prepared to stay there.
The Romanian driver bringing plastic from Germany.
He's bringing plastics
from Germany.
And he's Romanian.
For iGas.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, of course, there's the other gift as the British government launches its assault on the plastics industry. And you know, why are INEOS looking to mine the gas? Purely for a cheap feedstock for their chemical and plastics activities. So anyway, apparently there's going to be a few more people coming down here later today at Misson. So if you're in the area, anywhere around Bawtry, Doncaster, you know, come and join us down at the well site here, the iGas well site at Misson Springs. And I should be back at Kirkby Misperton over the weekend. And if you're anywhere in the North Yorkshire area and you've got an hour or two to spare tomorrow morning, we're going to have a camp clear up. Obviously, we got a bit of storm damage to repair from the winds last week, but it's time to have a bit of a general clear up. And so if you fancy coming along and giving us a hand, then that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, the last word I got from Kirkby Misperton was that the protectors there were slow walking the night shift out of the camp. There's no police presence, and they were planning on walking them all the way 2.5 miles right back to the A169. So just let it be known that it doesn't matter where this industry rocks up, it doesn't matter how many police resources they bring to bear, then the anti-fracking community and the local community will find ways to be as obstructive as is possible. And you know, I never, a few years ago, never in my wildest dreams ever thought that I would be actively encouraging civil disobedience, but that right now is entirely appropriate. Peaceful civil disobedience to let this industry know and let the British government know that it doesn't matter where they try and establish an unconventional well site, it will be opposed. So meanwhile, the rain has held off here. It's actually a balmy 4 degrees right now, and I'm looking forward to spending the day with the people here at Misson Springs. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you again on Monday, and my apologies for there not being any live stream yesterday. I was simply just about to leave the camp at Kirby Misperton to go and do the live stream when it was very clear that Nana Lock-on Lou Hammond was certainly not in the best of health. And in fact, so much so that whilst I was driving her to the hospital, it was obvious that I needed to call an ambulance, and the ambulance was there within 15 minutes, and the ambulance crew themselves were so concerned that they called in the air ambulance to do a coronary check on her. Fortunately, the ultimate diagnosis was that she had a trapped nerve somewhere around the lung area, causing her extreme discomfort when she was breathing. She also had a numbness down the left arm, which was of course a significant concern. But I'm pleased to report that she's been told that she has to rest up for a couple of weeks, and then she'll be back in full action. So I know she would like me to acknowledge all the well wishes that she received yesterday, and if you want to drop by and see her at Kirby Misperton, then I'm sure she'd be more than happy to see you. So thanks again for joining me today, and I will catch up with you on Monday morning. Meanwhile, have a great weekend. You all right? Yeah? You got a flask? You got a flask? Let's try and slip in there.